Vamos continuar com a nossa dor de cabeça aqui na região de Sumério, né? Na parte 4. Ah, não quero não. Na parte 4 do nosso vídeo, né? E para recapitular, se você não lembra, faz tempo que você viu, nós falamos com a Nehida, essa coisinha fofa, mas que moquinha fofa, meu Deus. Ela é o tamanho da outra, né? Se colocar a Clia aqui é igualzinho. Oi, Nehida. E, né, nós falamos sobre a questão da conclusão que nós chegamos, né, que não é um looping temporal, e sim que eles estão apagando nossas memórias durante o dia, aliás, durante a noite, e no dia seguinte a gente quase tem memória, que é por isso que a Déria, ela conseguiu se adaptar ao novo espadão e tudo mais. E aí ela mandou a gente simplesmente assim, vai lá falar com ela de novo. Mas eu acho que eu cheguei na conclusão errada de novo, porque ela não me dá uma resposta certa, ela fala que tá certo, é isso aí, bora matar todo mundo. Não, ela também fala assim, vai lá falar com a menina. Então vamos lá falar com a DR de novo. Por quê? Não sei. Mas mandou a gente falar que... Ah, Ferreira. Mandou a gente falar, vamos falar com ela. Ai, meu moço da flor. Vamos lá. DR.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't...
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin?
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it. Oh, that works!
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Filha, tá quase isso. Tá quase isso. Eu tô sentindo... Não sei, mas eu tô sentindo que você tá no caminho certo. Deve ter algum culto que tá lavando nós aqui todo dia.
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
Alright then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this greatsword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Sim.
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used? The money we spent, the food we ate?
Verdade. Por quê? Se eu tenho, vai, 10 reais e eu gasto esses 10 reais no dia, sei lá, gastei 7 reais, ficou com 3. Se só a minha memória está sendo apagada no dia seguinte e eu não esqueço o que eu fiz no dia anterior, eu, mesmo assim, eu não teria 10 reais no bolso, teria 3. Eu só não saberia por que eu tenho 3 se eu tinha 10. Então, por isso que minha teoria, a minha não, né, do Traveler, a teoria de apagar a memória não vai dar certo, porque as coisas continuam iguais. Mesmo a Déria se acostumando com o espadão, a gente formando a teoria da memória muscular, isso não explica as coisas que não estão se gastando. Mas aí fica confuso porque a Dani Azar, ela está piorando a saúde com o passar dos dias. Mas por que as coisas então não estão se desgastando também?
Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
Sim, faz sentido. Faz sentido. Pior que faz sentido. Mas e se os sábios estão por trás de tudo isso? Se eles usaram os recursos...
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then
Não,
use
não
the
faz
city's
sentido, Paimon, não faz
resources to
sentido.
replenish
Ah, eles
everything.
vão sair amanhã e pôr um dinheiro de volta na carteira de todo mundo? Não. Eles vão sair por aí consertando coisas que quebram no dia anterior? Não. Eles vão soltar o bandido que ficou preso no dia... Não. Não faz sentido isso.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof? Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer.
Pronto, Danny nos odeia agora.
Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Mas eu concordo com a DR. Com a DR.
2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Então, né? As coisas mudam, Paimon. Mas concordo que faz... Mano, faz muito sentido. Por quê? Por mais que o sábio seja por trás e fosse realmente apagando a memória, eles não tinham como desfazer tudo que cada pessoa da cidade fez no dia anterior. Não tem como. A própria Denia, Deria, ela tem razão nesse sentido de que, por exemplo, ela bateu nos bandidos, dos sequestradores. Vamos supor que ela levou eles para ser presos. Os sábios não foram lá e libertou eles para poder atacar no dia seguinte de novo. E ainda que fosse, seria burrice. Não faz sentido. Perdi todo meu ponto. Fazia sentido até 3 segundos atrás.
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
Verdade, porque... Deveria sim.
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say. Each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
Paimon, agora você já tá indo lá na lua e não tá voltando mais não. Vamos fazer os neurônios voltar a funcionar?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
Faz sentido.
Hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Bem, tá aí a resposta porque a Nerida mandou a gente falar com ela, né? A Nerida podia falar assim, você tá errado, seu doido. Não é isso, pensa de novo. Não. Vai, dorme, repete o dia, passa o dia inteiro. Vai lá falar com a DR lá pra descobrir se você tá errado. Isso é muito...
At least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime.
Tudo que eu sei é que a gente não tá no ciclo temporal.
That's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now? Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately. Huh? Leaving the city?
Provavelmente a gente já pensou nisso também, a gente já deve ter feito isso em algum momento. A gente só não tá lembrando. Tudo que eu fiz até agora já tinha feito, então quem me garante que eu não já fiz isso também?
I can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired? How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Ela vai mandar a gente falar com alguém, não vai? Certeza. Não tô perdendo nada aqui não, né? Não. Eu tenho um receio de perder baú, mas o bom de missões dentro de cidade é que dificilmente eu vou perder... Cadê? Ah, tá aqui. Oxi. Oi, Nehida.
Nahida, we're back! You're back early today. Did you find something new? Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
Ah, não sei. O que aconteceria se tentar sair da cidade? Já tentamos sair da cidade alguma vez?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before. We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back? Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
Que?
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town. Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories. Yep, something here is definitely fishy. Let's
Você
get to
acha,
the bottom
Samu?
of this tomorrow.
Você acha? Eita, lá vem o bip. Gente, a minha sensação não toma de preto. Eu faço alguma coisa, alguém vem dar um flash, um bip na minha... E eu esqueço tudo e volto pro... Nossa senhora. Mas eu vou admitir que esse lance que a Mihoyo criou... Tá melhorando, tá melhorando. Nossa senhora. Eu acho que a última vez que eu me interessei pela história, de saber o que aconteceu, de ficar... Foi do Zhongli, né? Porque tem toda aquela coisa de investigação e para descobrir a verdade. Eu achei muito da... Porque assim, a história do Vente, acho que foi até o momento, na minha opinião, na minha humilde opinião, até agora, dos Arcontes, eu achei a história do Vente a mais fraca. Porque ela não envolvia nada de mistério. Oh meu Deus, o que tá acontecendo? Era tipo, bem simples. O dragão ficou doido, vai lá e descobre que ele tá sendo manipulado, explica pra ele a situação e pronto, acabou. Não teve... Acho que a maior revelação que teve na história dele foi descobrir que o Vente era o Barbatoss. Só. Aí a Zhongli eu achei da hora, porque justamente teve essa questão de descobrir verdades e de investigação e etc, etc e tal. Foi muito da hora. A história da Raiden Shogun de Inazuma, ela foi dividida em duas partes assim grandes, né? Deixa eu falar. A primeira parte que a gente chega lá e libera, salva o Toma, recupera a visão, suspende o decreto Sukaku. E a segunda parte que foi que a gente conseguiu convencer a Raiden Shogun a liberar a coisa para Inazuma ser visitada, né? Mas não foi uma história tipo, ó, revelações, ó, investigação, ó, não sabia isso, agora tá sabendo. Foi tipo igual do Vente, foi direto e reto ao ponto. A gente foi lá, brigou com ela, espancou ela e acabou. Então assim, em escala de história de Arconte, até o presente momento, pra mim, eu tenho que ver o desfecho da história, mas pra mim, essa história de Sumero tá de 10 a 0 em todas não, né? Menos da do Zhongli. Tá de 10 a 0 do Vente e da Raiden Shogun. E tá em primeiro lugar, seguida pela história do Zhongli. Nossa, tá muito... Nossa, tá quebrando minha mente isso aqui, igual o Zhongli. Muito bom.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin? Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you. Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Não há como voltar. Há incontáveis espaços aqui. Nosso festival Silversul na cidade de Sumer é somente um deles.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
O quê? Quando? Eu nem dormi. O quê? O quê? Você viu o bip? Eu acordei, tô aqui, faltam 2 dias de memória. Oh! Ai, Deus. Pronto. Meu outro neurônio acabou de morrer.
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay, let's go.
Ah, eu tô controlando a minha memória. Que bom. Onde eu tenho que ir, moço? Tá. É muito estranho eu tá com o Zhongli. Ah, mas eu não tô com o Traveler. Eu devia ter posto o Traveler, né? Pra poder fazer a missão da história. Olha, eu não sabia que controlar. Dá pra pegar coisas no meu sonho? Só pega coisas no meu sonho. Conta. O que eu peguei? Um teleporte. Oh, mas você tá dando uma lembrança? Eu tô ativando o teleporte? Já pensou se eu vou embora? Será que eu posso? Porque isso aqui é minha lembrança. Lembrança da Paimon, na verdade. Mas eu posso andar pela cidade normalmente? Não, não vou bugar. Eu vou bugar isso. Se bem que eu liguei. Se bem que esse teleporte devia estar aqui, eu não tinha visto ele. Só isso. Vamos lá.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
Meu querido, essas coisas devem ser roubadas. A gente tá vivendo esse dia pela 200ª vez, já passaram 200 dias. A gente tá quase há um ano aqui.
It looks like the academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them.
Eu não sei.
Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Claro que a academia encontraria se não Zé ninguém. Nossa, offensive. Não, não vou ser ofensivo, eu não quero ser. Então a academia não confia em você?
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry! Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
Sair do normal para bloquear o peso na memória. Precisamos que a pessoa fique para testemunhar o que acontece. Porque a pessoa fique para testemunhar o que acontece.
What if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon never be able to help you.
Ai, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but
Ai, que
we've
dó.
always been together, haven't we? Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look. And
Tá.
please, be careful.
Ei, eu morri? O que aconteceu?
Memories! Traveler!
Ai, que dó, tadinha. O que aconteceu?
That Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
Ai, que dó, tadinha. Ai, fiquei com dó. Tadinha da Paimon. Tá vendo? Aí o pessoal fala assim, ah, Paimon. Tem várias situações no jogo, né? Também isso. O próprio Abyss Herald falou pra gente, né? O Araco do Abismo. Que a gente devia confiar na Paimon. Mas aí a Paimon vem com essa choradeira e. Ai, não dá. Como eu tava falando, né? Muita gente fala assim, ai, a Paimon com certeza vai ser o chefe final. Ou a Paimon é a deusa desconhecida disfarçada. E ela que vai te trair, te matar e tudo mais. Gente, como? A bichinha tá chorando porque eu sumi 2 dias. Ela tá aqui em prantos, em lágrimas. Nossa, que dó. Tadinha. Ai, não sei.
Paimon, calm down. He's here now. I don't think he understood what you were saying. Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was
Ai, meu Deus, tadinha.
so
Que
scared
dó.
the entire day.
Ai, não vou abandonar não, Paimon. Nunca, nunca, nunca.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world.
Talvez um dia.
Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday? I see. Using 2 people's different perspectives. After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
Gente, talvez eu vá esquecer um dia e vou voltar a brigar com a Paimon. Mas no fundo do coração, a Paimon é praticamente nossa amiga desde quando a gente começou a nossa aventura em Teivat. Tem
What's
estado
your
conosco.
perspective,
Então,
traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this? I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken. So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased? It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose.
Mas aí fica a questão. Se isso está acontecendo dentro da cidade, o que está acontecendo fora da cidade? Por exemplo, lá no acampamento do Tainar.
But this
O que
way,
está acontecendo
we'll
lá?
also never discover what's outside.
Nossa, vai ficar muito estranho isso.
Something like a message? But how can we send it back? Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well, Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunya's out for me. Yep, now we're talking.
Vai lá, criança, fazer alguma coisa. Meu cuidado da Daniezer é isso.
I'm done. Here you go. What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal? You made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node. To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right? Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city. We'll never know until we try. At least let's go then. Let's expose those sages! Alright. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it. Okay, see you tomorrow, Traveler. That covers everything that's happened so far.
Caraca, então todos esses 2 dias eu nem lembro que existia.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside. Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Tá, essa foi o que a gente viu.
I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
Oh, que bonitinho. Pronto.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents. There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky.
Eita.
And now, even the final space has also disappeared.
Ah, então a realidade fora da cidade de Sumero, ela vai sendo apagada pouco a pouco ao decorrer do dia. Quando o bip ocorre, a última espaço é absorvido e recriado.
Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
O quê? Ah, eu não acredito com essa.
Why did the message end right there? What did the Traveler want to say? What are those spaces? Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment. Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message? The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal. After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared. Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Eu não lembro. Acabei de falar pra você que eu não lembro. Eu não sei. Ai, meu Deus do
All
céu.
the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence. My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic? All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence. Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic? My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha.
Moça, eu não sei. Eu não sei, eu não lembro, eu não sei que eu tava ontem. Eu sei que os espaços sumiram e não tinha ninguém lá. E quando dá o bip todo mundo vai. E tudo pra mim isso aqui tá certo.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right.
Ainda
I
bem que
need
ele
to
fala.
carefully think things through.
Então é esse aqui.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats.
Você lembra? Que a Guerra dos Arcontes foi uma guerra que aconteceu muito antes de Kenya, bem antes, muito antes, onde cada deus eles lutavam entre si para ver quem seriam os Arcontes, né? Então era os 7 tronos com que se ligava a Celestia, porque Celestia dá esses 7 gnoses, né? Esses 7 elementos, 7 peças, né? Que se conecta o deus à Celestia e ele se torna o deus de um elemento. Tanto é que na missão de Arconte do Zhongli, não na missão do Arconte, a missão do Arconte porque era a missão principal dele, mas não é a missão da cidade. Bem, mas enfim, na missão do Zhongli, ele mostra pra gente a história da deusa do sal, né? Que ela era uma deusa fraca e que na Guerra dos Arcontes ela tentou se esconder ao invés de lutar e ela foi morta pelos seus próprios seguidores e tudo mais. E enfim, e a gente vê também, em Liyue também a gente vê o deus Osaias, né? Que é o deus dos mares lá, do mar não, ele é o deus do vórtice. É o deus do vórtice. E a gente vê o Orobashi, que também é outra divindade. Então, na verdade, assim, não existia só os 7 arcontes. Assim, tu fala assim, o que a gente considera, né? O Zhongli, o Venti, essas coisas assim. Existiam vários deuses. A diferença é que na Guerra dos Arcontes, esses deuses batalharam entre si para ver quem ficava com os gnoses, né? Os 7 gnoses dos tronos de Celestia.
So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret. Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half. Hey, where are you going?
Não sei onde eu tô indo, mas tô indo. Vai, Didi. Henrique, eu vou ali pensar. Você fica aqui. Aparentemente eu não posso pensar aqui.
Keep up.
Gente, eu fico mais e mais curioso pra saber o que vai acontecer. Porque o escaramuche, eu já falei isso, mas eu vou fazer. O escaramuche lá no começo do Genshin, na 1 ponto alguma coisa, E na história da Mona, né? No evento que teve, e ele falou ele falou, né? Chegou pra gente e falou assim que o céu era uma mentira. O que isso significa até hoje ninguém sabe. Ele só falou que o céu era uma mentira. E a gente vem ouvindo isso, né? Sobre a questão de Celestia, a guerra de Kenry, a guerra de... Enfim. Então são muitas coisas. E agora vem a Nehida. Sei lá. Quanto mais eu penso, menos resposta eu acho.
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
E isso eu vou ficar o quê? O dia inteiro. Foi meu flutuandinho ali pra mim.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad?
Okay then. See you later.
Tadinha, vai dar tá bem
Have you
fofinha.
figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away. Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nehida first. You can tell us both together. This time.
Keep up.
E você, moço? Tava aqui sempre? Gente, se não é viagem temporal, não é apagar, ninguém tá apagando a nossa memória, a gente tá em coma. A gente tá que nem o Ash Ketchum do Pokémon, a gente tá num coma de 10 anos e revivendo a nossa vida em um sonho e já era. Vamos chutar aqui, sei lá.
You're back. I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival? Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Ah, meu Deus, eu não sei.
Okay, Nehida said the Akasha relies on the power of a Gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara. All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence. Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia Forest, except these have no sign of human presence. The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon.
Não é
I
esse?
can't seem to cohesively...
Eu não sonho. Só que eu não consigo fazer outro agora. Não é esse também? As pessoas não sonham. Sonhos vazios? Tá, sonhos vazios.
We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
think they don't dream. But the truth is, the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when he was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now. Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Ah, moça, aí você tá querendo demais. Misericórdia. Tá. Então, na verdade, as pessoas de Sumério, elas sonham. A questão é que elas estão presas em um sonho porque o Akasha tá roubando o sonho de todos, individual, o sonho individual deles, e fazendo eles viver um grande sonho coletivo. Então, na verdade, não é uma viagem temporal, um ciclo temporal, não é apagar memória. É um sonho. Tá, mas como que eles fazem isso?
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate. It is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. And it grants knowledge to the people.
Mas tudo a mesma coisa?
It compiles the wisdom.
That doesn't sound right.
It is the manifestation of the... Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that? Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom. So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the Academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Ai, Cacilda.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the Samsara?
A menina. Ah, senhor. Vamos ver, o Samsara. Samsara é esse ciclo, né? O looping que ela fala.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized. Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared. The Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content." Did he mean something more? My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on? We've already experienced the Sub-Zerus festival many times, and the
Aparição e desaparição dos sonhos.
My mind feels exhausted.
Fazer associação com a fadiga mental? Não. Aparecer e desaparecer os espaços como em um sonho. O som do Akasha? Não. Beleza. Como foi que apareceu?
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha. And so it continues.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
Alright, last question. Who am I?
Ah, minha filha, essa aí eu sei desde o começo. Essa é a única pergunta que eu vou saber responder com toda certeza. A lua.
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon... Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of Sumeru's people?
Eu acho que você é a lua.
They say that alchemical...
So you noticed.
Ah, você é a Lorde Menor Personale.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't... Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Por que você não poderia me dizer a verdade?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds. Now that you know this is all a dream,
Eu sei que você
this
falou
answer
isso.
should hopefully make more
Eu
sense.
pensei que você ia responder outra coisa.
Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of rip. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Isso é verdade. É a mesma coisa você dizer pra uma pessoa uma verdade que ela não quer assumir ou que ela não quer ter pra si. Não adianta, ela não vai aceitar. Ela precisa descobrir por si só. Ué, é verdade.
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of...
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's Festival Samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
Peraí, mas aí se o Alhaitham tem Dendro, o Tainari tem Dendro, a Colei tem Dendro. Se eu estivesse aqui, eles também teriam percebido o déjà vu? Fica aí o questionamento sobre os efeitos colaterais dos sonhos produzidos em massa.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end?
And we might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can, especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing!
Porque o sonho... O quê? Porque o sonho é sobre o Festival de Soberos.
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason?
Wow, the Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Traveler, do you have any information?
The Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content." Did he mean something more? Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to Those spaces remind me of... dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia Forest. Except these have no sign of human presence.
Será que é esse aqui?
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean... deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what, after we end the Sub-Zero's Festival Samsara...
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archonte's back?
In the
Que eles não
end,
ligam pra ela, ué.
I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
É, então. Não sei se isso confirma aquilo que eu falei sobre a Lorde Maior Lukadevata. Mas é certo que em Sumério, pelo menos os sábios, eles continuam devotos à Lorde Maior Rukadevata e consideram a Lorde Menor Kusanali um erro, algo que não era para não acontecer, porque ela é a prova viva de que a Lorde Maior Rukadevata morreu. Então, por isso que eu acho, né, pelo menos que ela continua falando isso, que ela é o sol, ela é a lua porque o sol se foi, porque a lua é isso, né? Ela não brilha, ela reflete a luz do sol. Então a Nehida, ela não se sente como uma Arconte verdadeira, e sim aquela que lembra a Arconte real. Eu acho que é isso. Se eu estiver errado.
And a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
Lá vamos nós.
Oh, we're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Meu Deus. Ué? Já acordei aqui?
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't...
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
O quê?
Did Dunyarzad already disappear?
No
way.
Verdade. Nossa, aconteceu tanta coisa que eu até esqueci disso. Olha, nossa, eu tava... fi. Ela falou que ela não ia aguentar muito tempo, que a gente tinha que solucionar logo porque a consciência dela estava desaparecendo. Eu esqueci. Ai, meu Deus, que bosta.
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared.
Ah, que
It can no longer
bosta.
endure the constant dream harvesting.
Ah, que bosta. Eu esqueci. Eu não tinha muito o que fazer, a história não deixou eu fazer mais nada. Eu tinha que seguir a história. Ah, que merda. Poxa vida, me roe de novo. Meu Deus, me roe, por que você faz isso? Eu tô revivendo flashbacks do passado. Das pessoas morrendo. Me roe, você era mais sentimentalista. Gente, não. Pera aí, momentos. Eu não sei que vez é essa. Só em Inazuma, foi umas 4, 5 vezes. A gente conhece um personagem. Gente, é um NPC, eu sei. Aí, mas a gente conhece o personagem, a gente interage com ele, a gente conversa com ele. Aí vem a bendita da Mihoyo e faz. Não sei, faz uma reviravolta. O personagem fica doente, vai pra guerra. Era um fantasma o tempo todo. E isso é. Não sei. Porque no começo, em Monstar, teve histórias até chatinhas, no sentido de chatear, entendeu? De deixar você tristinho. Mas ela nunca. Ela dava uma soluçãozinha, entendeu? Poxa, mas dessas últimas atualizações pra cá, a Mihoyo falou assim: dane-se. Agora eu vou matar tudo. E realmente, mano, os personagens eles não morriam assim. Agora todos vão. A gente tem, por exemplo, tem aquela menina de Monstar que tava doente. Todo mundo achava que ela ia morrer. Mas se você continuar fazendo a missão dela todo dia, né, lá em Monstar, ela se cura. Eu fui fazer a missão da sacerdotisa lá em Inazuma, a mulher foi embora, morreu, foi pro céu. Eu fui fazer uma missão numa ilha, a menina morreu. Eu fui fazer a missão em uma outra ilha lá em Inazuma, o menino era um fantasma preso num looping temporal. Cara, Ave Maria, não vou nem falar do TP. Vou nem falar do TP, porque isso ainda é uma ferida aberta. Aí vem agora Dunyarzad. Conheci a mulher outro dia. Brincamos, ela falou da doença dela. Eu me sensibilizei. Aí a mulher vem agora e fala que não deu. Então, não deu pra salvar ela. Não, não foi nem por pouco. Não foi nem por pouco. A gente nem fez nada. Todos os dias também tava deitada aí, morrendo, tossindo, a gente.
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness. And it was you who
Agora fiquei
inspired
chateado.
her. So you...
Yes.
Gosto que o Peipei
Her
foi
family was
também
overly
foi de
protective
base.
of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar.
Caçarola.
I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still... far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many regrets.
Caralho.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the Sage's fault.
Sim, vamos matar todo mundo. Bora tacar fogo naquele lugar e acabou a história. Nossa, agora vamos trabalhar com a vingança. Chega de bonzinho. Já que o mundo é assim, a vingança é nossa. Tá, dizia a Eula estava certa. Vende-se o Will Be Mine. E é assim que funciona. Ah, vamos matar todo mundo naquela caramba. E chega. Nossa, que tristeza. Poxa vida.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do...
Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them.
Tá,
that means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
Certo. How are we going to find them, though?
Tá bom, vamos embora logo. Uma pessoa já morreu aqui. Vamos embora. Você quer que o resto morra também? Daqui a pouco não vai sobrar ninguém nessa cidade. Nossa, tô com raiva ainda. Agora não sei se eu tô com triste, eu tô com raiva. Eu só quero... Nossa, vingança. Nossa, só isso que eu quero agora.
After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
What? Pra quê?
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Olha, ficou bravinha. Gostei. Enquanto isso, vamos até o conselho dos sábios e usar a nossa Dual Blade. Caralho, é verdade, ela só queria ver a dança, gente. Ai, meu Deus, que tristeza. Ela só queria ver o festival, ela só queria... Ai. A menina deu um vestido, ela deu o dinheiro dela pra poder... Ai, tadinha, que dó. Morreu sem ver nada. Ah, não. Eu espero que a Miho pare de ficar matando os personagens, pelo amor de Deus, eu não tô aguentando mais. Sei lá que vez é essa que eu fico triste. Gente do céu, é só morte atrás de morte nesse lugar. Me enrolho. Vamos parar com isso.
Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Não, porque se o sonho tem que ser inconsciente, Se ele escolher alguém que sabe o que vai ser, ele vai estar consciente do sonho. Oxi.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control. Like Nahida. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Fairies?
Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zerus. Let's go ask him some...
Eu acho que a gente devia primeiro ir lá na coisa... Eu nem sei onde fica o lugar. A gente devia ir lá no negócio dos sábios, pegar a nossa Doublade, nossa espadinha de confiança, e falar assim: cheguei, bitches. E tocar o terror. Eu tenho um personagem Fire, posso tacar fogo naquele lugar todinho. Com eles dentro, claramente. Nossa, aqui eu posso pelo menos dar um murro em alguém. Posso ser naquele sábio de roupa roxa. Nossa.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is it...
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zerus festival tradition or something?
Nossa, você só concordou em participar. Você não falou que ia fazer pergunta, não.
Less questions, more wishing!
Isso aí, pai, irmão.
Okay. My wish. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Ai, pronto. Aí o senhor me quebra as pernas, moço. Aí o senhor me quebra as pernas. Ai, o senhor me quebra as pernas. Eu também queria que ela ficasse feliz, moço. E falhei miseravelmente nessa missão aí de ajudar, entendeu? Não que eu quisesse. Ai, ai. Nossa senhora, moço. Uma moça senhora. Ai, não dá. Ai.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Então...
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zerus festival.
Putz, foi, né? Então... Só piora a situação.
What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time.
Ai, moço, aí não. Moço, eu te contar um negócio. Eu tentei. Eu juro que eu tentei. Mas não deu. Ai, ai, preciso ir na academia fazer uma visitinha rápida.
Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face.
Putz, não, moço, esse pedido não. Ai, coraçãozinho tá pronto.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go.
Não era ela.
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
Nem essa questão mais.
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
Tá bom, vai continuar falando assim.
My lady, step back.
Ai, Deniara tá ali.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers. Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... fine, all right. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like... Anyway, watch yourself.
Tá.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself.
That's close enough.
A new punching bag.
No momento, vocês vão ter que...
One with the forest.
Where do you think you
Deus. Cadê? Falta um. Escondidinho no mato, né? Seu lixo. Tá ali escondido também. Sai, faz o caminho. Alguém tem que pagar pelo meu ódio.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this.
Ah, eu sei, mas vou tacar fogo naquela academia ainda.
Paimon just remembered something.
O quê?
Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something.
Nem lembro essa parte. Mas você tá falando.
So Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. Yeah. Even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search. This is the place! It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures!
A gente vai de tanta casa de gente aqui.
The windows are unlocked! Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Vai lá, Paimon. Faça algo. Aff.
This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside. Should we open it?
Vamos abrir, vai. Após quase 16 dias... 16 dias eu finalmente consegui escrever essas anotações do Festival Suberus. Quando o Festival Suberus acabar, você e Paimon provavelmente continuarão nossa jornada, pois pensei em me dar isso antes. É uma compilação de lendas sobre a loja de menor Kusanali, criada em uma série de entrevistas que fiz enquanto estava preparando o Festival sobre Heroes. Entrevistei muitas pessoas, mas elas não sabiam muito sobre a loja de Kusanagi. Ainda assim, espero que isso possa lhe ajudar na busca. Ai... Ah, moça, minha referência de essas lendas populares junto com... depois vocês leem, tá? Eu vou passar devagarzinho aqui. Aí é só pausar e ver depois. Que aqui ela escreveu e aqui são o que a pessoa que ela entrevistou sabia sobre a loja de menor Kusanagi. Essas lendas populares, junto com os comentários e referências que Danny Azar anexou, deixaram as páginas cheias de informação. Ela pegou informação para ajudar a gente.
Wow.
Ai,
Junior
que
Zod
dó.
wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us, even while we were away.
Oh, é verdade.
Even though she was also
Que
busy
não
preparing for the
consegui salvar o
Sub-Zero's
menino.
festival and had all her
Eu não consigo
health
salvar ninguém
problems to
nessa
worry
merda desse
about.
lugar. Eu
She
preciso
must have
procurar
wanted
ajuda
to
desses
give this to
arcontes
us as a
inúteis.
gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her. Hey! Where are you off to now?
Se eu perdesse menos tempo resolvendo o problema de Arconte, eu salvaria mais pessoas. Ai, tem minha azar.
It's Junior Zod's puppet. Traveler?
Ai, meu Deus do céu. Até eu sentir a dor daqui.
You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
Nossos momentos. Elas com as bandagens nas mãos pra cobrir as doencinhas que ela tem. Tinha, não sei. Tava tão feliz. Poxa vida.
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Milu's dance of Sub-Zeros.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
Não sei, foi só... Hã?
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I
Tá,
advise
só
that
deixa
you
só deixa eu dar uma conversadinha com esse Grand Sage aí, por favor.
How did things turn out like this? Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia. I don't want to drag you into this.
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste!
Ué? Ninguém fala comigo não?
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Lembranças.
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately...
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even...
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here?
That's what Nilu.
Huh? You guys are acting weird.
Hey! They disappeared! So Nilu's the host! What a surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore! But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage! It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots! So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu? But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
Você fala na conversa, na cara dela, a mulher está sonhando. E que você quer... Paimon. Você tinha 3 neurônios antes. Onde que o outro morreu que eu não tô sabendo? Como chegou nessa conclusão? A Paimon falou na cara dela.
Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzerus festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people
Além de você falar pra ela isso?
dream, right?
Tá o povo dançandinho lá no fundo.
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dinyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So, it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City, and founded the Academia.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon. Like the
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
Meu filho, tem dias, meses talvez que eu estou aqui esperando por isso.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zeros.
Esse mulher tá sumindo? Acordando? O que tá acontecendo?
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
O espírito dela veio sentir. Ai, cara, todos. Só tem amigos fantasmas nesse lugar. Vou tacar muito fogo na academia. Burn to the ground.
Good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara?
Parece que eu vou correr pra algum lugar.
Hirakasha Terminal! She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What did you...
Tem azar. Procurar coisa no lugar. Por que procurar coisa no lugar?
time traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Oh, a traveler, Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream. And I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sub-Zeros.
Ela já tá viva. Ela já tá viva. Você tá viva, mulher. Você tá viva. Você tá viva. Você viveu. Nossa. Quem falou que Catherine? Gente, Catherine tá aqui. Catherine, você já tinha saído da casinha já, né? Ah, sim, eu tinha te visto fora da casinha andando pela rua. Tá pegando esse costume, mulher.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else.
Engraçado como as pessoas falam na cara das pessoas as coisas e ninguém percebe. Meu Deus! Ai, Deniazar! Senti sua falta, mulher. Ah, obrigado por voltar viva. Agora vamos começar com a Catherine, que na verdade é a Nahida, vestida de Catherine, não entendi. Meu Deus, onde que a gente vai conversar?
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right.
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking...
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Tá, vamos pegando todas.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Khaenri'ah.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps, as you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Khaenri'ah. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
Mundo me esqueça, ué.
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. But I believe this is the key to saving
carinha lá que
Irminsul.
o Reitan
That's
bateu.
why I've kept trying to decipher it.
Eu acho que é bem simples. O mundo me esquece. Para de ficar me enchendo o saco. Eu morri e parte dessa.
Also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because... But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Teyvat's.
Tá. Por que você parece com a Catherine?
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
Olha! Posses? Tá certo, tá
How
certo.
did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can also occupy other people's consciousnesses?
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
E aí está a confirmação de que Catherine era um robô o tempo todo. E, aliás, essa teoria já existe há muito tempo. Justamente por causa desse buraco que parece uma chavezinha. Sabe aquela chave da corda? Aquele que a gente... brinquedo, aquelas coisas que a gente dá corda. E muita gente já teorizava isso, de que a Catherine era um robô, há muito tempo. E mesmo porque se você ficar parado perto da Catherine por algum tempo, ela vai dizer a seguinte frase: erro e reboot, né? Quer dizer, erro e reiniciando. São coisas, né, que a gente faz com o computador, com uma máquina, quando dá algum problema. Então, assim, já era suspeito há muito tempo que ela era uma marionete. E lá no mangá do Genshin, é dito que o Dottore, né, um dos membros da Fatui, produzia as Catherine. E lá no trailer, no trailer que o Genshin lançou sobre os Fatui, nós vemos uma marionete, né, controlada por um dos Fatuis, que é a Sandre, sei lá como é dela. Enfim. Então, e agora a loja menor Kusanagi só vem confirmar que a Catherine é uma marionete biônica produzida em Snezhnaya. Não vamos deixar de gostar da Catherine, mas agora sabemos que ela é um... Ah, se bem que esse Tezoide aí a gente tem também o Albedo e... né? Enfim.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana?
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing.
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida?
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God
Que
of
nada, minha filha,
Wisdom.
você salvou Dani Hazard, você fez uma coisa que é boa demais. Você já fez mais que os Arcontes que eu conheci até agora.
Festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
É, que já fez muito mais do que os outros 3 Arcontes que eu conheci.
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line.
E a última.
I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero Samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seemed to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals.
Muito suspeito.
I think they're deliberately trying to hide something.
Você acha?
Oh, that reminds Paimon.
Tenho certeza.
In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Kainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up?
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection.
Misdirection?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru, even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams. Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero Samsara in the immediate future.
Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us.
What a relief.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't...
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Então você sabe que você é uma robô. Essa cretina me enganou esses anos todos. Engano não, que eu já sabia também. Isso. E assim concluímos... O quê? Ah não, isso aqui é pra liberar outras coisas, tá? Que susto. E assim então a gente liberou, né, com a última missão, a missão do Arconte, até esse ponto, né, até chegar a 3.1 ou 3.2, porque eu quero sim uma missão que eu vá lá e taque fogo na academia, porque sim, ninguém vai sair impune. E agora liberou a missão dos 30, que é a missão que vai liberar as outras coisinhas de Sumério, como as missões diárias, as missões de reputação, entre outras coisas aí, né? E aí a gente vai ver essas missões aí nos próximos vídeos, tá? Então, é isso. Agradeço demais aí quem pôde acompanhar até aqui, tá? Não esquece de deixar um like, não esquece de deixar um comentário, falar o que você achou e também compartilhar nas suas redes sociais aí que me ajuda demais, certo? Então, agradeço bastante, fiquem bem, até a próxima e falou!